Over a period of 3 days, the women of Lapesia were massacred. 3,500, at least 3,000 of them.
That's the history Victoria Milstein learned on the March of the Living. As part of the trip, she walked through Auschwitz and specifically the women's section.
I walked through the women's camp and I thought, I as an artist, we're the canaries in the coal mine. I've got to do work that has to do with the story of the women and children in the Holocaust.
This led her on a journey to create a monument to those women, grandmothers, mothers, daughters, sisters, and to educate the public on the atrocities of hate. And she remembered a photograph of a family.
I saw a picture of this 5 generation of women right before they were brutally murdered. They were being photographed. And you know how when you see something, you can't undo what you've seen? It's like I saw this and I was changed forever. A monument is different from a sculpture because the word monument means sign. And it stands as a public form of education. It tells a story, it tells a piece of history, it's also placemaking. In the center, you see the matriarch of the family. They were told to strip, and she would not take off her boots. I see within her such a resilience. I see within her all of the women and children that have been victims of genocide. And I see in her everything the opposite of what the Nazi soldiers were trying to commemorate by photographing them is the inhumanity, as them being less than human.
Shelley Weiner is a Holocaust survivor. She credits her mother and aunt for saving her and her cousin.
I would not be here if my mother was not the strong, brave, courageous woman she was, because I was 4 years old. Can you imagine keeping a 4-year-old quiet?
Honoring her mother is why Shelley is lending the image of her hands to the project.
These are my mother's hands. My mother and I had the same, and when I look at my hands, I see my mother.
Anti-Semitism is at one of the highest it's been in our country. I don't know exactly the correlation. I don't know what it has to do with the pandemic. I'm not even sure about that. But what I'm sure about is that this is work that has to be done.
I think it's so appropriate having this monument here in Greensboro of women, because Greensboro is a unique community. It has accepted the differences of people a lot more than the communities around us. And I know that this monument will be appreciated by our community.